Good afternoon, you're watching Midday Live. My name is Wendy Achela. As part of our Culture Day here at TV3 and supporting Ghana's most beautiful 2018, I'm representing the Greater Accra region. Let's start with our headline stories now. Government appeals to trainee nurses to experience and exercise patience while it ensures quick processing of their allowances. Former President Mahama Questions NPP over 8 flagship programs. We will have a response from government. Hundreds of protesters against U.S. President Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh arrested in Washington, D.C. We've got the details of these stories and many more lined up. Let's start with our stories now. And President Akufo-Addo seems unsatisfied with the sentencing regime for persons involved in illegal mining. The president, speaking at a swearing-in of new Supreme Court judges, said the lenient sentences given culprits of illegal mining are not deterrent enough.
I must be the first to recognize the dictates of due process and the protection of human rights. For me, and I believe for many, it continues to be a source of worry that persons, for instance, caught in the act of destroying our environment and polluting our water bodies, the very inheritance of our future generations, because of the phenomenon of illegal mining, popularly referred to as galamsey, get away with lenient sentences. The media landscape is replete with accounts of persons who steal goats, for example, receiving sentences of not less than 2 years in prison. Yes, the sentences are meted out in accordance with the Criminal Offences Act, but I believe invariably there's discretion for the judge within a certain band. I suggest that in certain cases, the discretion must be exercised for the upper end of the band, i.e. for the maximum. The concept of deterrence must be an important part of sentencing policy, especially in areas of great social concern, such as the fight against galamsey and vigilantism.
Remember, you can get interactive on our social media platforms. Facebook and Twitter is News on TV3. And remember, earlier on, we just aired a soundbite of the president raising concerns about some more punitive measures which should be given to illegal miners engaged in galamsey, as it's popularly called. And shortly, we will be speaking to Ken Ashibe. He is the leader of the Media Coalition Against Galamsey, and he joins me via phone. Good afternoon, Ken, and thanks for your time. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, good afternoon. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Now, we just played the soundbites of the president raising concerns and calling for more punitive measures for those involved in illegal mining. What do you make of this?
Well, if you remember that the Media Coalition petitioned was complaining about the fact that, you know, the sanctions are not punitive enough. So this is a song that we have been singing forever, and we are grateful that the president himself has also, done it. Operation Vanguard have also been complaining about that was one of the reasons why, people are still being recalcitrant, because, the punishments were not being deterring enough. And then also the fact that even the percentage of people who are prosecuted, when, the arrests are made, are also very low. So it's not only the fact that the sanctions are not punitive, but also the fact that most of we're getting like 10% prosecutions having been done, and that is also not good enough. So I'm hoping that the Attorney General, who said in cabinet with the president, would also take a cue from this and then work with the Minister for Interior, because you need everybody in the justice delivery system, from the police, who would do the investigation, to the state attorneys who will go to court, and also the judges, everybody doing a good job to ensure that the people who are found culpable are punished, as the mining and minerals law stipulates. And also, very recently, I remember that it was said that a judge, in granting bail to some of these suspects, then releases the equipment, that they were found to be using back to them, and it's as if everybody those in the justice delivery system are not cognizant of the damage that is being done to us. It's been said by government that to clean and Cobra River alone would require over $400 million. How much are we making from these illegal miners to be spending $400 million to try and, fix the damage that they have done? Okay. Not to talk about people who are dying in the pits, not to talk about the diseases, the pollution that is happening, the lands that we are losing. So it's important that we hope that everybody within the justice delivery system will take this call by the president very seriously.
Now, if I can hold you there, while you mentioned or you give your take about what the justice delivery system should do in ensuring that this issue is dealt with, one thing that has happened over the period, which your organization or the media coalition has been strongly worked on, is the ban on illegal mining. Now, we've seen a lot of faces. We've seen the ban. There's been a lot of education on illegal mining. But how do we deal with this canker? I'm taking you back there because of the processes we've gone through. How do we deal with this canker once and for all?
Well, definitely, the ban is just one of the elements in the fight. Operation Vanguard was also another element. The Ministry for Lands and Natural Resources had a project that was planned, the multi-sectoral integrated project, and also and that has not seen the light of day yet. But we know that now the Ministerial Committee has also brought some roadmap. There are elements within those roadmaps that we need to make sure that we are implementing fully. The issues of making sure that we're empowering the constitutionally mandated bodies like the EPA, the Minerals Commission, making sure that there are a lot of them in the areas where, mining is happening, making sure that we are auditing small-scale miners that have licenses, those who are found to be doing the right thing, letting them go, the training that is supposed to happen for those who are involved in small-scale mining, the issues of empowering, a lot more stakeholders, including the district mining committees and community mining committees, making sure that the chiefs and traditional leaders are also involved in it.
Okay.
All of these things need to be done. And at the end of all of this is also one thing that the media have taken upon yourself in the media coalition to do, to name and shame and provide evidence for prosecution. Because, most of the time we're dealing with the poor, those are unfortunate brothers and sisters who themselves are victims, who are being used to do this. But who are the people who are financing this? Who are the people who are going to China and bringing the Chinese? We also need to make sure that there's punitive measures against the Chinese, because they also are a major factor when it comes to this fight.
Thank you so much, Kenneth Ashigbe. Thank you so much. Kenneth Ashigbe is the leader of the media coalition against Galamsey. You're still watching Midday Live. Former President Mahama is questioning the whereabouts of the factories promised by the NPP in its manifesto. One of the flagship promises of the NPP that to par was the one district, one factory. Former President Mahama has called for the integrity of the NPP to stay in office, which he calls into question.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. What happened in 2016? In 2016, or let me say, if you are going to an election, normally you are supposed to tell the people what you can do for them. And those are your electoral promises. In 2016, we told Ghanaians that the economy was tight, but we're doing our best to make life better for Ghanaians. And that we've laid the foundation. And that if Ghanaians give us another term, we will raise the building on top of the foundation. And that life will be better in the next 4 years. What did our opponents do? They said we are incompetent. We don't know how to govern, and that if they come into office, they can govern better than us. And what are they going to do? They're going to give every district a factory. They're going to give every village a dam. They're going to give every constituency $1 million every year. They're going to give nursing trainee allowances. They're going to build warehouses in every district so that you can store your produce. I started the Northern Region tour this week, and I've been going around a few days already, and I haven't seen a single factory in any district yet. And the question we ask ourselves, where are the factories? Where are the factories? Where are the dams? Where is the $1 million per constituency? Now, what this teaches you is that it is easier to make electoral promises than to fulfill them. Making promises is easy. Fulfilling them is the problem. That is what MPP has taught us. It is easier to give political lectures on the economy than to manage the economy. Any economics lecturer can give lectures on the economy, but not every lecturer can manage the economy. To paraphrase, you can do all the propaganda you like to win political power. When you come into government, the reality of the people's lives will expose you.
Now, joining me on the phone in reaction to this is Kweku JC. He's a PRO of the One District, One Factory Secretariat. Good afternoon, Kweku.
Good afternoon, Wendy. And a very good afternoon to your cherished viewers too. Thank you for having me.
All right, Kweku. We just played a soundbite where the former president has raised concerns about the One District, One Factory project. And aside him, several Ghanaians have also raised concerns about the whereabouts of the factories.
All right. Let me start by reiterating the fact that there are clear indications, there are practicable evidence that this very government is committed to living all the promises that were put out there for which Ghanaians voted for His Excellency, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. So for anyone to tell Ghanaians or say that there are no evidence to the promises, then if it is not propaganda, then it is mind-boggling to really appreciate such a statement. We have held the view, for example, under One District, One Factory, that we do not attempt to build factories in each of the districts in this country by doing politics or doing propaganda with it. It is about taking time to put pragmatic measures down, build the foundation, and then since the inauguration of One District, One Factory last year in August, now we have about 60 factories that have received financial covers from Exxon Bank, UMB Bank, Ghana Commercial Bank, and what have you. And these factories are there. They are various levels of construction. For example, if you go to a Manabeng, the factory that we started One District, One Factory program with is about 65% complete.
So it means that we don't have any of them completed yet, 100% complete.
Wendy, the truth to be told, how can you, as a serious country, as a serious government, if you want to build a factory to benefit within posterity, how can you just finish establishing a factory within 1 year? You do not want to go the same line like what previous governments have done. President Mahama is saying that even he's in the northern region and he has not seen any factory. I am telling you for gospel truth that when you go to Tamale, Lameshebu, there is a factory there called Motoken. You remember about 2 or 3 months ago, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo went to the northern region, Tamale. He went to visit that factory. You can respect them. So if, as I said, if it is not propaganda, then the person is not being truthful to the truth. Mr. President Mahama, former president, is not being truthful, because when you go to Tamale, Lameshubu, when they put this on record, there is a factory called Motoken. This factory is assembling tricycles, bicycles, and what have you, and that's enclave.
Okay, now Koko, if I should ask and hold you there, now you mentioned early on that these factories are at various stages yet to be completed, but are there timelines as well for the various stages where they've gotten to ensure that they're 100% complete? Are there specific timelines?
Okay, before I just come to that question, it is very empirical for us to appreciate the fact that there are clear evidence. Remember just about last month, President Akufo-Addo went to the central region. He visited a factory there called Casa de Europa. He went to a central region about 2 months ago. He visited a factory called Syndicate and Mass. These factories are there. We are constructing them. Now you asked about timeline. You see, what is very important is that at the end of any given time that Ghanaians will give as a mandate to this government, we will see, or we shall see, factories at every district. That is the most important thing. I think that is the social...
Well, I'm asking, Kweku, because if there are projects, definitely there are timelines for all the projects that are run. There are specifics, probably 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. Are there specific timelines?
Yes, but you see, they are not written on hard stones. You know, they are not cut on stones. Now, what is very important, for example, with Ekunti, is that the expert review and advice. It is expected that by the end of this year, the factory will be fully completed in terms of construction. Early part of next year, we shall see the test run before major production. You see, but the most important thing, as I've already said, is that by the end of any mandate given to end, the government will make sure that we have district factories at everywhere.
Thank you so much for your time, Kweku JC. He is the PRO of the One District, One Factory Secretariat. You're still watching Midday Live with me, Wendy Ache Lai. Let's get some more stories. And the National Communications Officer of the Opposition National Democratic Congress, Solomon Nkansa, says people who are attributing the NDC's defeat of 2016 to poor communication are cowards. Solomon Nkansa, who has declared his intention to contest for the national organizer position, says the Professor Kwesi Butcher report shows that the defeat came from multiple factors.
Today, people are saying that the communication didn't do well in 2016. A situation I explained in detail to our delegates, but on radio I say that those who are saying that are cowards, because we went to election and we lost. Why are you singling out communication? It is because the communication officer is moving to another department where across the Dr. Kosiboche's, Professor Kosiboche's response, one thing that ran through the report was that the grassroots was marginalized or ignored or was not allowed to play its usual role.
All right, from that interview, let's go somewhere. Some national service nurses in the Eastern region are yet to receive their first allowance after 5 months. The nurses review life without any financial support is unbearable. Here's a report by Yvonne Nikwe.
Reporting at post each day for 5 months with no allowance or incentive is what these young and promising nurses endure. Agnes Abba Sanwa and George Fume have been working at the St. Joseph Hospital for 7 months now.
None of us have received our allowances.
Now we've not picked any indication that the issue have been resolved. And then our junior colleagues last week threatened that they will boycott all their lecture activities across the Ministry of Responsible Schools and also pack their bags and staffs back to their various homes. And then those who are also on rotation have also threatened that they will be leaving the facilities. Already they are understaffed at the various health facilities because we have not been able to granted postings, our financial clearance, as and now for the past 2 years, as government have promised, have not come. So it is the skeletal system that is being run at the various health facilities. And these are people who are also doing rotation to augment the problem that are human resource deficit at the health facility. And they are also threatened to lay down their tools and then also go back. What was the response from government? Government, as at now, has not responded positively. It has always been a reassurance from the beginning of the year. The former information minister by then, Honorable Mustafa Ahmed, also came that we have been captured in this year's budget for 32,000 professionals who will be granted posting and financial clearance given to them. But as at now, nothing at all have been given. We have always been doing the follow-up at the ministry. It has been reassurance here and there. But we as leaders cannot hold our members and our junior colleagues for so long because they are threatening to come and pick it at the Flagstaff House and the Jubilee House. So we are still talking to them, but we cannot because they have also lost faith in us as their leaders. So we are appealing that the government, at least of the day, should remember the Hallelujah chorus we sang with them to bring them in power in 2016. So for them to grant us the financial clearance and also grant the allowances to our junior colleagues who are in school. Their fees have been increased. They are facing so many challenges because some of these allowances are what they use for their clinicals and purchase of practicals. So do you have a specific date you intend going to and embarking on all these, especially going to the flag? Last week would have been the picketing at the Jubilee House, because we the leaders have to intervene and plead. We have the First Lady of the U.S. in the country going into health interventions with our First Lady. We don't want a situation that will mask that particular activities. So we have been talking to them, but how long can we keep our junior colleagues and our members at bay? They have lost confidence in us, so they can take action at any time in this particular moment. So we are appealing that our authorities and then the government can fulfill its promises and release the financial clearance and also pay our junior colleagues. All right, well, thank you so much, Bill. We're grateful for your time, and we'll still be following up on this story. Let's look at some more on matters arising. And government spokesperson Richard Asante-Yeboah has, however, pleaded to the nurses to exercise patience while government sorts out their allowances. Still in relation to this interview.
I mean, we are moving from a period where this whole thing was trying and time, and government has started making payment to same. So we are just pleading to our sisters within that enclave to just trust this government that you make do with this promise. But the point is that, I mean, somebody tell you that half a loaf is better than none.
And today is World Teachers Day, a day set aside to celebrate teachers. Today we hit the streets on what do you think on this very celebration of the day.
Today is World Teachers Day, and here on What Do You Think, we are talking to Ghanaians about what they think the contributions of teachers have been to their personal development and the development of the nation.
Teachers are the makers and the mentors of our life. They make us who you become. If you get a good teacher, you become a good person in life. So possibly they are the one who crafts our life, because I know I met a lot of teachers and they've helped me.
They play a key role in our lives. They help us understand some basic things in life. Most of the things our parents cannot teach us, they are the ones who help us understand. You know, most of us way back, our parents, some of them are not mostly educated, okay, but they try their best to take us to school so that these teachers can assist us to become better people in the society. Education is very key, and teachers are the role models. Okay, they are people we should look up to because they do a lot.
I've been a teacher before, so I know what it takes to be a teacher. Teachers to become what we should become and what we want to become in the future. I must say that the contribution of teachers have been the best, and they are the bedrock of our society. In Ghana here, teachers are not well paid and well taken care of. I think the government should work on improving the lot of teachers, because when you look at their contribution, it is far better than others.
Without teachers, there will be no nation. Without teachers, there will be no leaders. But actually, what we learn from the teachers is good to teach ourselves before we teach others. We should learn by example. If you have your own child, you can teach him some principles, but if you go to schools, he learn more better. So the contribution of teachers play a major and greater role in our nation.
Teacher for them, you say, I'm going to work on papa. The rest of the government say, "Oh man, in cook teacher for no more pa. See, if say, can teacher for ya? Ebi abi aka omadu no kura no commando sa. Teacher for the. I say Ghana for. Etimu say, na pin for etimu say teacher for them. Mo bomb pa our Ghana.
We must show appreciation to them, and love, and kindness to them. For me, our best teacher is a social studies teacher.
What's his name? His
name is called Sedobe. Sedobe, God bless you. Thank you for being a good teacher.
We say Ayuko to all teachers, and I would like to say thank you to all my teachers as well. Next, bring you MTN Video Reports, and our citizen journalist Ebenezer reports on an abandoned police station in the Northern district of the Volta region.
Afuru Ebenezer reporting from the Dome in the North Town District. What you are seeing here is a police station built several years ago and has not been put to use. We are giving this information out to authorities.
We say a big thank you to Ebenezer. You can also send your video via WhatsApp platform 055-1433-044, 055-1433-044. And I'm sure you're wondering why I'm dressed this way. It's for celebration and marking our 21st anniversary as a media house, and also to support Ghana's most beautiful. It is our culture day here at TV3 and Media General as well. So I am representing the Greater Accra region, and as always, I am Wendy Achelai. We have more on Midday Live. Do stay with us. Thanks for staying. Let's look at business now. And about $650 million from the cocoa syndicated loan is to hit the Bank of Ghana's account. And this is because COCOBOD will make the first drawdown from the loan to be lodged at the central bank's account.
The figure represents 50% of the $1.3 billion that the Ghana COCOBOD secured from the syndicated banks in September. This also comes 2 weeks after the regulator completed the transaction. The Bank of Ghana's ability to access the money means it should be able to undertake major programs that require international currencies. A major one will be that the central bank will use proceeds to shore up the supply of dollars in the system. As a result, banks as well as corporate institutions will get access to more dollars to supply to their customers or business transactions respectively. The cedi's poor performance against major trading currencies has been a source of worry for many persons, particularly importers. The currency's depreciation, which hit 7% last month, has led to more demand for dollars as the exchange rate hits about 5 cedis to a dollar at some forex bureaus. Meanwhile, the second tranche of the cocoa syndicated loan should be hitting the central bank's account by the end of November 2018.
Some more business stories. In the Association of Ghana Industries, AGI, fears over 1,000 people in the beverages industry in Ghana could lose their jobs. This is because the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has failed to remove the compliance officers from the factories of its members in relation to the tax stamp policy.
It has noted with concern restrictions on the operations of its beverage manufacturers by the GRA without recourse to the tax stamp implementation arrangements. President of the AGI, Dr. Idujemfi, speaking at a press conference, says if the situation is not resolved, some staff will go home.
If we are not careful and these companies shut their doors, definitely over 500 people will definitely become unemployed. And therefore, please, everyone involved must take this in good faith and let us talk and make things happen.
Dr. Idujemfi, however, appealed to government not to shut its doors for further dialogue, but rather provide dispensation for companies to continue to do business.
AGI is appealing to the government not to shut its doors for further dialogue, but rather provide dispensation for all these companies to continue to do business based on the evidence submitted, showing how they will be fully compliant definitely before the end of this year.
That'll be all for business this afternoon. We have sports next. Do stay.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Midday Live here on TV3. My name is Anako Jafre, the first, representing the Ashanti region as part of our Culture Day and in support of Ghana's most beautiful. Let's bring you the details of the news now from the palace, where Hearts of Folk have denied reports that they have agreed terms with a German coach to take charge of the club. The Phobians have been without a substantive trainer since sacking Heron Wellington in June this year. So CEO of the club, Mark Nonan, took to Twitter to deny the report, and I quote, "Good morning, Hearts of Folk family. I can confirm we hosted a productive stakeholders meeting on Wednesday, but do not believe news circulating on platforms and media unless it comes from official sources. For example, we have not hired a German coach. Stay tuned here." And that is from the Chief Executive Officer of Accra Hearts of Oak. To some more coaching news, and Coach David Duncan is oblivious that reports linking him with champions Ediana Stars. The former Asante Kotoko trainer says the story being circulated in the media is news to him, but the former Ghana under-20 coach and under-23 coach is refusing to rule out the opportunity to return to coaching on the local scene. Duncan says since he is still in the business, he is waiting for an opportunity, and maybe the offer will come. The 54-year-old has been available since leaving Kumasi Asante Kotoko in 2016. Now let's bring you all the results from the Europa League games that were played on Thursday night. Some interesting results to bring you. And as you can see on your screen, Salzburg beaten Celtic by 3-1. Karabakh were at home, lost to Arsenal by 3-0. AC Milan came back from a goal down to beat Olympiacos by 3-1. Chelsea, through Alvaro Morata, also won their game 1-0 against VDFC. Spartak Moscow drew 3-3 with Villarreal at home. Upon Limassol also drawing 2-2 with Marseille. And Eintracht Frankfurt also beating Lazio by 4-1. And Krasnodar also beating Sevilla by 2-1. And that's all the sports here on Midday Live. My name is Anako Jafre. Thanks very much for watching. Always a pleasure serving you.
And for our story this afternoon, DJ Prodigy and winner of TV3's Talented Kids Season 8, DJ Switch, has been inducted into the Media General Wall of Fame. Now, the gesture was in recognition of the young achiever's exceptional skill, determination to succeed, and for the inspiring a new generation of young Africans.
When known Erica Tando, DJ Switch rose above competition to win Season 8
of TV3's flagship kids reality show.
KCV. I like this.
DJ Switch has since seized every opportunity to shine. Her exceptional skill, attitude and flair has earned DJ Switch many admirers. The Media General Group deems DJ Switch's exploits worthy of being immortalized on its Wall of Fame.
The Wall of Fame.
Congratulations.
The young achiever was all smiles as a special portrait and citation done in her honor was unveiled.
DJ Switch! And this time around I'm gonna see the door. See your happiness.
Overjoyed, DJ Switch expressed gratitude for the gesture.
So, I'm short of words. I don't even know what to say because this is a Wall of Fame, and me happening to be the first person to be on the Wall of Fame. I want to tell all the kids out there that they shouldn't keep their talent. I also want to tell the parents out there that they should try and push the talents of the awards.
She's, like we said, a young global icon. She's someone who has really made TV3 very proud. You know, coming out as winner for last year's Talented Kids show, we expected great things from her, but I think the heights that she's taken us as a network, she's taken Ghanaians, she's given hope to very young children, and that's what makes us proud, because she's setting the way for a new generation of children to know that whatever potential they have, they can achieve it.
DJ Switch's mom described the incident as a proud and golden moment.
TV3 Media General, you are awesome. All the best. God bless you.
DJ Switch! And this time around I'm gonna see the door. See your happiness.
And we say well done once again to our very own DJ Switch. Let's look at some more entertainment news this afternoon. And Jamaican reggae group Morgan Heritage seems to have made it to Ghana its second home. Now, for the last 2 or more years, Morgan Heritage has been in the country a number of times. The Grammy-winning group, made up of Peter Morgan, have cemented their love for Ghana by collaborating again with Stonebwoy following the video shoot for the new single titled Africa Jamaica Here. Tanzania's biggest music star Diamond also features on the track. The video for Africa Jamaica was shot in locations including Tema, Ashaman, Nima, among others, and directed by international video director Jordan Ho-Lichin. And in an interview with Showbiz, Peter Morgan explained the music video is tipped as a lead for their upcoming album due for release in 2019. He further said they were using the project not only to make history but as a uniting tool for Africa. And that'll be all for this afternoon. And I'm sure if you've been watching Midday Live from 12, you're wondering why I'm dressed this way. Again, as part of our 21st anniversary and also to support Ghana's most beautiful 2018, we're celebrating our Culture Day. So on our various platforms, especially for news, you see most of the anchors dressed traditionally and representing their region. I am Wendy Lai. So let me use my local name as well. My name is Wendy Ache Lai, and I'm representing the Greater Accra region. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Good afternoon.